Straight ahead on 12 News, creating a safe place to walk in Plymouth.
We've had multiple complaints of crosswalk violations all the time.
Then a state fair challenge that doesn't seem fair, finding healthy food. We'll show you how North Memorial aims to make that a little easier. But first, extra hurdles the Robbinsdale School District is trying to overcome to get ready for a new school year. 12 News starts right now. Hello everyone. Teachers at Northport Elementary in Brooklyn Center faced a tough test Tuesday morning.
They were ready to move into their classrooms, but as Renee Bonneau reports, the rooms weren't quite ready for them.
Dust is flying at Northport Elementary, but it's not from chalk.
We're supposed to have shelving, built-in shelving, that's provided from the district.
Tuesday morning, Christine Sexton walked into her classroom for the first time since June to find it's still under construction.
We have all these boxes, all of our materials, but we don't have any place to put them.
Much like a large portion of the building.
This is kind of the second phase of a multi-phased project.
Over the summer at Northport, construction crews worked to replace the roof and outdated plumbing, lighting, and other systems. They also renovated areas such as the gym, front office, and some classrooms. Similar work was also planned for Lakeview Elementary in Robbinsdale. The projects were supposed to be done before August 20th.
There were a couple of glitches that came up that delayed the delivery of various materials, and that kind of rippled through through both projects.
The project manager says at Northport, the outdoor work is almost done. He says a handful of rooms still need new paint and flooring. The district told teachers they'd still have access to their rooms on Tuesday.
They say the building is accessible, and yes, it's accessible, but we can't really do our work. You know, there was a lot of concerns about the air quality. Teachers were having a hard time breathing. I mean, the office isn't ready. There are so many things to unpack.
I kind of expected this, actually.
School administrators met with the project manager Tuesday to discuss the teachers' concerns.
We have one desk.
They decided to rearrange the teachers' schedules this week to give crews more time to finish. Sexton says she was hoping they would delay the first day of school.
My concern is that we're not going to be ready for students on Tuesday.
To take some pressure off of work crews, the district also moved Northport Elementary's open house that was scheduled for Thursday. It'll now be held September 6th. Mike and Alex, teachers will be allowed to work in their classrooms over the weekend, and administrators say school is slated to start on time.
All right, a big project, now a race against the clock, I guess. Thank you. Well, smoke billowed over a Brooklyn Park neighborhood this afternoon as fire crews battled a large garage fire.
And Tuesday's warm weather added to the challenge of putting the fire out. The fire broke out around 1:30 in the afternoon in the 4100 block of 78th Avenue North in Brooklyn Park. Multiple calls came in to report the fire, and as you can see, smoke was pouring out of the garage. As firefighters responded, they received word that there may be someone still inside the home.
Our first objective was to try and protect the house. We went to a defensive operation on the garage, tried to confirm whether or not we still had someone inside. We were able to determine pretty quickly that that individual had gotten out.
Crews from as far away as Plymouth and Rogers responded to provide extra manpower. Brooklyn Park's fire chief believes the fire started in the garage. There were a number of propane cylinders inside that helped fuel the flames. An investigation is underway to determine the cause.
Change is coming to the Brooklyn Center School Board. A longtime school board member is stepping down. Arnuel Benefield will step down at the end of the month. He has served on the Brooklyn Center School Board for 14 years. Benefield is moving to Atlanta to be closer to family. There are 3 years left on his term, and the remaining board members are expected to appoint a replacement by October.
Well, first Robbinsdale, now Plymouth.
The Hennepin County Traffic Enforcement Group was out Tuesday trying to make the roads a little safer to cross.
A few weeks ago, the team caught several drivers violating crosswalks in Robbinsdale. Reporter Shannon Slatton shows us how busy they were with drivers now in Plymouth.
It's a major problem.
Reserve Officer Emmy Pache and her husband Charlie,
If anything, I think it'll maybe get people to start paying attention.
are walking today with a purpose.
These vehicles should be able to see us far away. You know, they have blocks to see us and they still zoom right by.
As they walk on the crosswalk across busy Fernbrook Lane,
And this is just one crosswalk in our city.
cars speed right on through. But when they do, this time someone's watching. Actually, there are 7 officers watching and waiting.
As you can see, we're pretty busy.
Squad cars don't stay still long, but catch violator after violator.
She's out in the crosswalk now. She's in the northbound lane. There's a perfect example of a car that is not paying attention or for whatever reason, so we'll go stop that car.
Officer Ryan Peterson says there have been several complaints in Plymouth about people driving through crosswalks while people are trying to cross.
You just forgot to stop, so you saw them.
Most of the time, he says drivers are distracted.
We just see a lot of people that are just flat out not paying attention when their focus should be on all you have to do is drive.
This driver got one ticket and then a few minutes later drove back through and violated the crosswalk law again.
It's actually pretty interesting to see how many drivers just go flying past all these people that are trying to cross the street.
Mothers and caregivers watched it all happen from a popular nearby park.
Really watch for pedestrians, and they have the right of way and stop and let them go by.
In under 4 hours, Plymouth police made 100 stops and issued 85 citations.
A lot of times they're mad at us, of course, but at the end of the day, they're just not paying attention.
In Plymouth, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
Each citation is a petty misdemeanor with a fine of around $178. Officers from Minnetonka, Crystal, and Robbinsdale assisted with this operation, and they plan more stings like this in upcoming weeks.
The city of Brooklyn Park is working on updating its rules to allow residents to compost more materials. Right now, the city's code only has leaves and grass on the books. The city wants to expand that to include fruit and vegetable scraps, eggshells, and coffee grounds, just to name a few items. No animal products would be allowed for composting. There are questions that still need to be answered before the rules are updated. The biggest is where compost containers should be placed in yards.
The city of Osseo has changed an old ordinance that prevented pawn shops and secondhand stores from opening on Sundays. City staff members say the ordinance likely dated back to so-called blue laws when they were put in place for religious purposes. Under the old ordinance, pawn shops and secondhand stores had to be closed Sundays, Christmas, and Thanksgiving. It came to the city's attention when a thrift store owner asked about opening on Sundays. The council approved the change to allow Sunday hours at its meeting this week. Coming up, foods that are fast, fried, and on a stick.
It is one of the beauties of the State Fair, but if you're looking for healthy food, don't feel discouraged. We'll show you a solution. And then later in sports, we'll catch up with the local girls cross-country team that has a chance to be the state's best this season.
But first, it's a look at your AccuWeather forecast.
The days of summer vacation are dwindling for area students.
Next week it is back to school, but today was a big day for some in the Osseo School District.
Awesome! That's so cool. Are you excited?
Students at Rice Lake Elementary learned today who their teacher will be. Meantime, inside the school, teachers are already back to work. They're getting their classrooms ready and attending staff meetings this week. And even after many years on the job, veteran teachers at Rice Lake say they still get back to school jitters.
Still have them. Doesn't change because you get a new group of kids every year. You have a new challenges, new celebrations, it's like everything's new all over each year.
We're kind of nervous about how we'll perform and how we'll do and how the school year will go. So, no, I think a little bit of nervousness is a good thing. It just means that that you care how you do.
We're kind of perfectionists, unfortunately, and we really want it to go well. So we make sure everything's organized and in line, and then what comes, comes. And it always is just exciting. It really is.
And the new school year begins on Tuesday. Soon you're back in the routine and everything's fine.
I
right?
remember the new school year.
Yes. When you think of the Minnesota State Fair, healthy and nutritious foods aren't generally the first things that come to mind.
But the options are available if you look hard enough. And as Delane Cleveland reports in today's Health Check, officials from North Memorial Hospital have a tool to make that task easier for people.
Step right in, we got the jerky, we got the flavor, take a look.
A quick glance around the State Fair shows that people from all walks of life are here to eat.
All right, attaboy.
And indulge.
Cheese curds, what else?
Mostly on anything but nutritious treats.
For every deep-fried, unhealthy item on a stick, the State Fair actually has some healthy alternatives.
A Pronto Pup isn't on that list, but there are plenty of foods that are.
We got a plum, a peach, and a nectarine.
Just ask fairgoer Elena Linetti, who started her day off with fresh fresh fruit from the produce exchange.
We love to start the day, because it's very early in the morning, with something good to eat.
These here is what people are really looking for.
Now in its 6th year at the fair,
Popularity is growing every year. We're getting repeat customers.
the stand specializes in produce,
We just give it a little twist.
particularly the Sweet Dream peaches.
It's like one of the sweetest pieces of fruit you'll ever eat. And they're full of juice.
That's just one option.
There are really healthy ways to eat well, make good food choices at the fair.
Health and fitness experts say it's common for people to throw their diets out the window at the fair.
The food adds up.
But there's a code you can scan with smartphones at the North Memorial Medical Center booth that takes you to a list of healthy fair foods.
So we have healthy snacks, healthy treats, healthy meals.
This is our veggie pie.
One of the places on that list,
Cauliflower and carrots.
Veggie Pie.
The healthy oasis, yeah.
Located in the food building, it's home to various fruit and vegetable concoctions.
I think everybody comes to the fair, they want to try something new, and then they say, well, you know, there's a lot of health issues now, maybe we ought to have something healthy.
Yes, sir. Can I help you?
If fruit and vegetables aren't on your list,
I like that.
We have a variety of different beef sticks, mild sticks, spicy sticks, which have a little bit of a bite to it.
beef and turkey jerky from Smokin' Joe's Smokehouse is another option.
Low in fat and very lean, all of our products.
Yet for all of the healthy options available to fairgoers, some still prefer the old favorites.
Oh, probably 2 cheese curds and about 5 hot dogs and a malt.
At the State Fair, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
And for a link to the North Memorial blog and a list of all the state fair's healthy food options, you can go to our website at 12.tv. So maybe if you eat enough healthy stuff, you can afford to eat some of the other stuff.
Yeah,
Does it
sure.
balance out? Sure. I'll take it. Coming up, one music teacher's way to encourage kids to practice the piano.
But first, in sports, a veteran Cooper High School football team is looking to take a step forward in the North Suburban Conference this fall. John Jacobson is up next with sports.
John Jacobson with sports, and the runners are out running, getting ready for the first cross-country meet.
Strong team looking in Wayzata as well.
Very
right?
good girls team this fall. A boys team I'm sure will be solid as well, but the girls really with some high expectations for the year. The cross-country programs at Wayzata High School have featured some great runners through the years, especially on the boys' side, where the Trojans have won 4 state championships since 2000. This fall, though, the Wayzata girls have legitimate state title hopes. Wayzata returns all of the runners from the state meet team that finished 3rd in Class AA last year. That was the highest finish for our Wayzata girls team since 1979. And the Trojans didn't let up in the offseason. Many of these girls put in a lot of summer road work, which should pay off in meets.
This year I think most of our team trained, and obviously there are some girls that trained a lot more than others, but I think over the years we've gotten a lot more girls to work harder during the summer so that their seasons will be better.
They definitely make a big emphasis on what kind of team you can become. For the top few girls, it's really important to be running and training all summer long.
With all the talent Wayzata returns, plus a strong core of younger girls in the program, expectations are understandably high for this team, and that adds a little pressure. At least that well this year.
Yeah, there's definitely some pressure, but it's also just fun to see all the talent that's coming out and see how well we do.
I think as long as we train right and smart and we have a fun time with everything that we do, I think that anything is possible.
Wayzata competes Friday in Rosemont and then Saturday at a big meet in Marshfield, Wisconsin. It's almost game time for most local football teams. On today's training camp report, Jay Wilcox pays a visit to the Cooper Hawks.
After a decent 4-5 season last fall, the Cooper Hawks are looking to get better, and their summer work should pay off.
Just about the same guys you see here. Everybody was committed coming to the summer because everybody wants to be good, do something, this year.
It's an awesome opportunity this year, going into my 3rd year, and just the kids starting to buy into the system and understanding. We had a great summer this summer, had about 95 kids coming to off-season training and workouts, and so they bought in and we're ready to rock and roll.
It's a very experienced bunch. A lot of the key faces are the same as last season, only a year better. Physical linebacker and offensive lineman Deshaun Williams, game-breaking running back and defensive back Billy Kellogg, receiver and defensive back Malik Rucker, and running back linebacker Ashanti Payne are just a few of the playmakers to watch. There's no doubt experience matters.
Yeah, we're looking a lot better and a lot more organized than last year. We a lot better than last year. We more experienced. We got a lot of team speed, and I think we're gonna be ready this year.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how everything is coming together. As far as both offense and defensive side of the ball, it seems like everybody is moving at once.
Things will look a little different at playoff time this year for Cooper. The Hawks are now in Class 4A and won't have to go through powers like Wayzata at playoff time.
We don't have to go through a Wayzata in order for us to even have the opportunity to go to state, not knocking a De La Salle, a Park Center, a Benilde, by no means, but for them to be able to say we're a little better matched against these teams compared to Wayzata, who we look over on the other side of the field, and they've got 120 kids on their sideline.
They had some close losses last fall. Turn those around and it could be a memorable season at Cooper. Jay Wilcox, 12 Sports.
Here's a rundown on the Hawks. They're coming off a 4-5 season. Willie Howard enters his third season with a lot of starters returning. Cooper opens the season Thursday night at Benilde. We'll have that game for you Friday night at 8:30 and 11 o'clock here on Channel 12. Wednesday starting at 4, look at the Brooklyn Center Centaurs.
All right. Thanks a lot, John. They say practice makes perfect, but that practice part is not so easy.
Up next, a Plymouth music teacher's solution to motivate students. We're back.
And finally, a Plymouth woman says taking piano lessons shouldn't be one of those things that your mom makes you do.
Well, she's using a unique approach to piano that she says helps kids learn. Mary Hoffer puts several electronic pianos in one room and holds group lessons. Now, if you took piano lessons as a kid, you probably remember that half hour with just you and the teacher. Well, it's still done that way in many homes and music schools, but Hoffer says the group idea, at least for beginning students, seems to foster competition and keeps kids motivated to practice.
I just thought I need to come up with something to make this more fun. So I started thinking about groups, and kids, and I just thought everything kids do is in groups of other kids. So why should we try to play piano, all by ourselves?
Hoffer says she's taught piano both ways, and kids seem to learn better in groups. They also use computers to learn music theory. Both of us took piano with the same problem. We took it from our mothers.
Right. And that's the worst kind of student, right? Learning from your mom. Right?
That does not work so well,
Didn't
I can tell
last
you.
so long.
That'll do it. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Community Corner is coming up next.